And we're continuing to follow the latest developments in Venezuela. Here are three things you need to know. First, U.S. Southern Command seized a vessel in the Caribbean early this morning. This is different from the Russian-flagged oil tanker also seized today. Democrats are pushing for a vote this week to limit future military action in the South American country. The resolution is likely to be similar to one that failed last year. Meantime, the president says his sights are also set on Greenland, with the White House saying it's open to a range of options for the U.S. to take over the Arctic island. Americans have been enjoying some of the lowest gas prices in years, but will the situation in oil-rich Venezuela change that? That answer is complex, and we turn to Karen Kaifa joining us now for a closer look. Karen, good to see you. Give us a sense of the possible scenarios here and what it all means for consumers.
Hi there, Annie. It's only been a few days since U.S. military action in Venezuela, but the Trump administration is already touting big plans for the country's pretty much dilapidated oil production infrastructure. Their oil supply won't come on the market quickly or easily, and some analysts say it may not even be necessary to keep U.S. gas prices low. President Trump says Venezuela will turn over 30 million to 50 million barrels of oil to the U.S.
We're going to sell it in the marketplace at market rates, not at the discounts Venezuela was getting. That money will then be handled in such a way that we will control how it is dispersed in a way that benefits the Venezuelan people.
The number may sound like a lot, but for perspective, the United States consumed just over 20 million barrels of oil per day over the past month, which underscores how the lengthy process of U.S. access to Venezuela's vast oil reserves, the largest in the world, may not change how much drivers pay at the pump too soon.
I think when the president and his advisors talks to U.S. oil companies, executives, and analysts, I think there's going to be a mismatch between how quickly the president wants the money to flow and the oil production to grow, and how quickly it will really happen.
Restoring Venezuela's oil production infrastructure will require billions of dollars of investment, and with the political climate still uncertain, it may be a risky sell to the private sector. And forecasters already say 2026 will be the cheapest year for gas since COVID. OPEC production is up and global demand down. After the weekend's events, fuel savings platform Gas Buddy stood by a prediction gas prices will average just below $3 a gallon nationally this year. And Gas Buddy noting that their predictions for gas and also oil prices don't really foresee any kind of economic softening during 2026. They say demand's a little bit softer right now, but it's really that there's a lot of supply and there's a lot of oil on the global market right now. Annie?
Karen, the Trump administration is planning to host major oil company execs at the White House on Friday. What's expected from that meeting?
Yeah, and this is coming together relatively quickly, Annie. We're going to see representatives from Chevron, ExxonMobil, also ConocoPhillips at the White House on Friday. At least that's what sources tell us, to talk to the Trump administration about their goals and their plans for Venezuela. And these oil company executives are going to want to hear a detailed plan about how the Trump administration sees not just Venezuela, but also the region headed politically. Because if the oil companies get back in there, it's going to be a significant investment to get Venezuela's oil production really back up to where it was maybe 20 or 30 years ago. There's been significant deterioration, and this would require an investment of billions of dollars to really get that back up to speed. The question also for these oil executives will be, is it even necessary? You know, OPEC has ramped up production. The U.S. has ramped up production in recent years. And so you've got crude oil sitting at a pretty low price, around $51 a barrel right now. So they'll have to think about whether the investment is really worth the risk, again, especially with Venezuela still unstable. We'll see what the plan is, Annie.
All right, great.